Hi, future me. Since you tend to quit Godot for a while and forget how to do most things, here's how to do very simple signals. I just made a video on using a global script and global variables, which works, but eventually you're going to need probably to use signals because it can get really convoluted with the amount of functions and global variables you need. So first, I'll get rid of those. We don't need them. Don't really need the NPC for this demonstration, but so yeah, get rid of that. We'll leave our function because we're actually going to use it still. So I'm going to make a signal, if I can spell. I'm going to say send health. And then heck, we can emit our signal, send health. Nothing's going to happen because it's not connected. So how do we connect it? Now, if we're not going to use a global variable, we're going to still have to use a function to connect the signal. And you can do this through the editor with other ways, but this is how I learned. And so here it is. So I'll just say connect signal. Let's pass for now. And so from here, I'm actually might not actually need that. I'm going to say global connect signal. And by calling this, it'll tell once the player's in the scene, it's going to say, hey, connect the signal. So what am I connecting? Well, if I'm not using it before, if I was using global variable, I could do it that way. And then just say player.connect, blah, 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 blah. But since I'm not using those, I'm going to have to pass something to the connect signal function. So I will, or I could use like get tree and get child, but you don't want to do any of that. That's not productive. Um, so instead, I'm going to give it a few arguments. I'll give it a node. I'll give it a signal name and tell it what function I want to connect it to. Go back here real quick so it doesn't start throwing errors. I'm just going to send it myself. The send health function. And then what was that other function? Print health. We'll send it that. Oh, apparently didn't like something there. Node signal strength function. Whoops. Oh, just had to think for a minute. So now back here, I can type it all out and say node, which is the player, and then I'm going to need to get the signal name because I'm sending it the entire node pretty much, not just the name of the node. It's getting like the whole object, if you will. And then I'm going to connect, and we'll do callable because we are going to call a function right here, and it's going to be the function we send it. So now from any node, anytime I use this, this is all I would have to use to connect any signal to anything in the global script. So we're telling it to print health, and then we're going to emit the signal. And right now, that's not going to do anything. Or it actually might even throw an error. Yep, because I think health is not defined. It's never used. And yes, print health, didn't like that. Because health is not defined anywhere. And I'm not actually sending it anything. So in here, I have to put my health. Because this function, I'm connecting the function to the signal, and the function is expecting a variable, and I didn't send it anything. So now I've got 10, just like before, but now it's a signal and not a function. I guess now we used signals instead of global variables and functions. So I could just copy paste this whole thing here, and now we'll get Let's change it to 15. So now both of them, boom, 10, 15. And that's very basic signals and connecting them with a global script.